very much, and I stand to raise the importance of our economy and funding our public services, and a particularly vital public service that is referenced in the programme for government. I do so from the seat in Dáil Éireann that I first assumed and held in 2011. While doing so, can I just offer some words of acknowledgement and thanks to those who have allowed me to be here and to discharge my duties. Can I thank the many communities of Dublin Central for their support, for their kindness and respect over many, many years, and to say to them how proud I was to represent them. Can I thank all of the staff at the Finance, the Budget Oversight Committee and here that make this more than just a place to work. They make it a parliament that we are proud to serve in. Again, for their support and courtesy during my tenure here. And can I thank my own team who have been worked so closely with me over so many years to allow me to do my work as a minister, as a representative of Dublin Central, to acknowledge that this is a complex and tough week for them, and to thank them for all they have done for me to allow me to do the work that I've been trusted and privileged to do. The particular matter that I want to raise here today is the relationship between our economy and public services. And to say, Las Ceann Comhairle, how confident I am and how certain I am that whatever progress we have made in recent years in our economy, which I believe is real, to say that progress will only be built and further improved by the Taoiseach as Minister for Finance. But as he is doing that, I would ask that he would keep one public service in particular in mind, and that is our libraries. I'm very proud of the investment that we have made through our local authorities in recent years in the funding of and the opening of new libraries. They are cradles of decency, they are beacons of light in a world in which things are changing so much. And we should be proud that we are in a country that values them, that invests them, that recognises the value of reading, that recognises the value of a place that offers both solitude and community at the same time. And I asked the Taoiseach if he would just reaffirm the support of the government to continuing this investment, and in his time and in the many budgets that await under this government, that he and his colleagues will continue to prioritise that and prioritise this vital public service upon which so much depends. Thank you, Las Ceann Comhairle, and thank you for your support in the many committees that I've appeared in front of you, which you have shared, and the relentless but always fair way in which you discharge your duties. And I wish everybody in this Dáil happiness, health and success in representing their constituents. Thank you.
Thank you, Deputy. And I wish you the very best in your new position.
I never quite thought, Las Ceann Comhairle, that there'd be a day where Paschal would ask me to spend more money, but it did come on his final day. And I really want to thank you, Paschal, Deputy Donoghue, for this question. And it's so fitting on your last day in Dáil Éireann that you're talking to us about borrowing, but now about borrowing books instead of borrowing money. And I must say, when I walked into what was your former library yesterday, I thought I'd taken a wrong turn and walked into a library. Such was the collection of books that you built up there. But thank you for your support during your various ministries for our library projects around the country, whether that's projects in Kinsale, Virginia, Macroom, Trim, Castleblaney, Thomastown, so many of which you visited, all of which your fingerprints have been involved in. Can you believe, Las Ceann Comhairle, it's 5,364 days, Deputy, since you stood and made your maiden speech. That day you talked about diversity, you talked about stability, you talked about addressing the banking crisis and creating jobs. In the subsequent days before you ever became a minister, you contributed frequently, thoughtfully, philosophically, and with immense knowledge and understanding. You've stayed entirely true to your values over those thousands of days. I can't help today thinking of your time as a Trinity student, and the famous quote in the long room that said, "I've always imagined that paradise will be a kind of library." And I think that might indeed be a vision that you share. But as you address this chamber for the last time, as you depart the Dáil, I was trying to think how best to define you. how best to define your great contribution to our country. And I turned to one of your own favourite authors from a book you gave me a couple of weeks ago, from Timothy Snyder, in which he said, "A patriot wants the nation to live up to its ideals, which means asking us to be our best selves. A patriot must be concerned with the real world, which is the only place where his country can be loved and sustained. A patriot has universal values, standards by which he judges his nation, always wishing it well and wishing that it would do better." Paschal, you have been nothing if not a true patriot.
Deputy Donoghue.